You right there?
Yes.
We got cat interference.
Let's come have a biting ritual.
So this guy here is an old school carbureted version of a fuel pressure egg. It's made by Aeroflow. So the reason we're going to do this is because, like I showed you guys in the previous vlog, there you go, it's starting to go. So if that drops down onto a hot exhaust, that can set my car straight on fire. The car is overfueling by a lot. It runs a aftermarket fuel pump, which is an electric fuel pump. It's made by Carter, and it pumps about 14.5 psi. Now this being carbureted, it doesn't need that much. It needs probably a maximum of 4.5 psi. I've already put this together, so you don't have to watch me unwrap the packets or anything, so we'll just get straight into it, shall we? If we get around to it today before the sun goes down, I do have some stuff here that I want to do. Got some sandpaper, and we got some paint. So I want to go over and paint this lower spoiler here, paint the flares because they're looking a little sad, and paint the wing on the back. Poor flares, they're pretty crusty. The plan will be to replace all of these because this is all really old fiberglass. It's not very good. So we'll get rid of all this and replace it with some new stuff. But for now, let's just not make the car so much of an eyesore. We'll clean it up. I only have my half a box of tools, which is not the best. So I'm gonna get my RC drift car toolkit out to do the Z. We went drifting last night. I say we went drifting. We went RC drifting for 5.5 hours. So these are all the cars. I just finished building the 180 too. This is Benjamin's. It's got like a S13 painted in glitter. Cool little car. And then I got suckered into buying a JXR chassis, which is what you call a counter steer chassis. This is all carbon fiber, red anodized. It means it's 4-wheel drive, so it gets drive from the front and the rear. Whereas this one down here is a 2-wheel or a rear wheel drive. So slightly different tech to run this. So you need something like a gyro, whereas these guys, my 3, are all counter steer, which means that they're 4-wheel drive, so they don't need a gyro. This is my 180 I just finished building. I can't turn it all around without dropping it. So they're magnetized. I'll give you a bit of a look when I can get it off. Yeah, one-handed. There we go. Alright, so this is a pretty rare little old school chassis with a full Oniseki catalog build in it. So Oniseki are really cool RC parts makers. They make all this really cool like little laser etched demon stuff, which is rad. And I like this chassis because it's all anodized carbon fiber and titanium, whereas most of them that you get these days are all plastic. Some of them you can get really cool ones, like some of the guys have like full custom carbon cut out flame things, like they spend thousands of dollars on theirs. This one's probably about $1,500 worth of stuff. So they're not too cheap, but my god, they're so much fun. And this is my first one. No big guesses as to what this one was. I tried to build a replica of my 32. I bought the HKS library for it and everything as well, but it required a lot of cutting out with a scalpel, so I kind of flagged and just put on the basics. And I drive the pants off of this thing. It's so much fun. And they are very, very quick. Anyway, sorry. Let's get out of the RC stuff. I'll take you back to the real cars. So I need my toolbox. I have no idea where any of my actual car tools are right now with the move. And I know I've got at least a couple of screwdrivers in here. Working on the Z today is pretty straightforward. All I've really got to do is pull off this fuel line here, put on my fuel pressure egg, whether I bolt it onto the old mechanical spot here or I bolt it onto the inside of the wheel well down here. There's a couple of different spots I need to put it, but I just gotta make sure that gauge is facing where I want it so I can read it when I'm tuning the car. and then I can adjust things quite easily. Stay. So yesterday, when it rained, I finished doing the spark plugs. I've done the oil filter, full oil change, topped up the fluids, and what else did I do? I'll probably get around to doing the valve cover gasket, fingers crossed. Fuel pressure egg comes first, then the plate's on, paint some things, and then by then it's probably gonna be dark. It's about 3 o'clock now. Sun will go down in about 2, maybe 3 hours, so it'll be a race against the daylight. Get it done, go for a drive, see how it goes, and hopefully we've fixed the overfueling issue and it'll run like a dream. This thing, I cannot wait to show you, take it for a test drive, and I'll just get Ben to sit in the passenger seat and film it for you, but these things sound amazing. They're so good. This one, it has a Varix at the moment, so it has a button that's got A and B. It lets me make it either quiet or loud. I think we have to change this. It looks a little like a trumpet. So whether we go old school and we do vertical twin pipes, or we just go a bit new school and we run horizontal twin pipes, I still think we need to kind of get rid of this trumpet thing. And I'll show you what it sounds like very soon. Let's just get this done first. Let's hope this fuel line will come off nice and easy. Yes, it will. Thank you. Oh, that was glorious. So this car is 52 years old. Can you imagine if this was still a factory line? That's what I love about these cars. They're so cool. Alright, we're going to replace this because I don't know how old that is. The line is still nice and soft, so I don't need to replace that. I've got to go through and tighten up all my fittings and find a mounting point for this guy here, so I know where I'm going to put it and where the gauge is going to face, because I might have to switch these around. Here, look at on this one. So there's my in and there's my 2 outs. So I have the option of flipping these 2 around if I need the gauge to face in a separate direction. Now, if any of this old school stuff isn't your thing, I totally understand if it's not interesting and you want to click off. But if you have any questions about this or about the car, feel free to ask. Fuel line, straight to the bottom. This little guy down here. And then from that, this will come out and then come up and go into my fuel line. There. And then we should be sweet. But you can see my gauge is pointing backwards. So I don't know if I really want to point it backwards or if I should turn it around and face it so it'll be this way. But again, if I do that, I have the front of the car right here. And this also has a reverse mounting bonnet, so it opens the opposite direction, so I can't stand in front of the car really to look at it. These cars, you always kind of work from the middle, from here, or from further back. Don't worry about that mirror, it's pretty old. We have our fuel pressure egg all nice and prepped. All the hoses and stuff are on, all the fittings are tight. With thread sealant, the gauge, which is this little blue stuff down here. And this is our adjuster for once it's on, so I've loosened that off also, so I can adjust it once we've bolted it in. Look at that mounting point. Isn't it beautiful? We are trying to force a little hose on a big fitting. And yeah. Don't try this at home. I'll turn key, you guys watch, right? Sweet. We need it to get up to 4.5, so 3, 4, 4.5, so in between, right there. Alright, so we can see straight away we were running 9, 6, 7, we're running 7.5 psi, which is way too much. Let's turn this down. Loosen this little guy off. Let's figure out where's the restrictor. Stay on, Zed, come on. Not leaky. It'll leak if you turn it off though. And I don't really want to drive around like this. So we're having the drama where the fuel pressure reg is still not enough to slow down the fuel coming out of the electric fuel pump, so the carter. Right, so we can find out how to restrict this motherfucker. Okay, like it doesn't feel like it's drowning so much like it did the first time. So we're still gonna have to downgrade the fuel pump. I wonder why they put such an insane pump in it. Yeah, so we're still kind of giving it a little bit more life, but still almost double what it should have. Alright, I'll take it around the block and we'll see how it goes. I've got my foot slightly on the accelerator. That's off. I could try and adjust the idle a little. Sounds so low. It does have a race cam, so maybe that is its idle. Alright, we'll take this for a test drive in a sec. Definitely better than what it was. Anything leaking? A double hose clamp down here, just to be sure. No. Alright, sweet. We got no fuel leaks, which is great. We're going to replace this line sometime later in the week. Get a proper line for it, but that'll do for now. There's a bunch of little special tools that you can do to tune these things, and some of the old guys tune them by ear. I used to have to tune, so the original carburetors that come on these are called twin SU carbs, and they're like little bottle looking things. They are very, very temperamental. So temperamental that a day like this, I could tune it to be fine. The next day, if it was raining or slightly colder and there was different humidity in the air, it would not run properly, and I'd have to retune the car to run in the less or more humidity, higher temps, lower temps, etc. Or it would get to a stage where you could drive it and it would be an absolute pig to drive, just cruising around, but it would be great on full throttle, full noise, open, you know, driving hard. Whereas the opposite would happen if I tuned it so it would be a very nice daily car to drive around. It would be an absolute pig coughing and sputtering to try and drive hard. So it's very temperamental, these cars, but they are a lot of fun, and it's kind of old school tech. It's fun to play with, fun to learn about, and it's a bit of like a forum hunt a lot of the time. So you have to go find all these old guys that wrote things 10, 20 years ago about how to do something, or find out what this is or what that is. It's all brand new, so I don't have much experience with any of these kind of carbs. It'd be good to learn about them a bit more. So I was going to do the valve cover today, tappet cover, whatever you want to call it. Whatever generation you're from is what you'll probably call it. However, with the issues we're having with this fuel pressure, I might take it for a run around the block and we'll do the test drive first, and then I might do the cover tomorrow and the paint and stuff tomorrow, because it's now about 5:30. We're losing light really quickly, and I don't want to get caught out because we have a lot of mozzies around here. Let's go find my number plates. Some temp plates here. I say temp because I had to pay $60 or $40 for them, and they're going to be on the car for maybe 3 days before I get the proper plates that are coming in the mail for this. Wait and see. I won't spoil it yet. Have a guess. What do you think the number plates for this car are going to be? I'll give you a clue. They are personalized. I can't tell you the combination number because you'll get it straight away, so let me know. Put your guesses in the comments. What number plates would you, or do you think I would put on this? Good enough. Alright, let's observe the hideousness. Whew, poor car. I'll have you good plates soon, I swear. Good old gauges of darkness. So they've retrofitted a green LED into the monster tack. actually goes really well. It sounds really nice. It's not coughing and sputtering, which is really good. I tried putting in a full tank. I got to $80 and then I gave up. She's still not full. So it must have been very empty. Alright, well, apart from some minor idling issues and a little bit of overfueling still, she seems to go very well. Just let it run till it kills itself. It'll probably drown out any second now. There you go. It is fun to drive. Like a lot of fun. I should replace the bulb on that side. Cool thing about Z little Parkers is they do these cool little crystal looking things. Let's just double check that that's not leaking, just in case. Did bring fire blanket just in case. Oh, we can smell the fuel. Yes, alright, we're still leaking. To be expected though, we're still running about 7.5 psi instead of 4.5, so it's still overfueling these carbs. Man, it runs like a dream though. Once it just like starts idling. I am so happy with this car. Finally back in a Z. This is like one of those gigantic big green, let's see if I get the tick right. Hopefully I got the tick around the right way. Maybe I got it wrong. Let's do it this way just in case. Big tick off the bucket list. I am stoked to be back in a Z. I couldn't really ask for more right now. It has its little dramas, but there's nothing I can't fix, and the car itself is beyond wildest imaginations in terms of modifications, how it's going to go. When it's all just fine-tuned, it just needs a bit of TLC, honestly. The bodywork needs some TLC, the motor could do with some fine-tuning, that kind of thing, and just readjusting things and getting it right, like for instance the dramas we're having with the fuel pump. Yeah, sort them out in the next couple of months, and hopefully we'll have a very nice, reliable daily car that I can have a lot of fun with. As the R32 decided to crap my HKS turbo, so the turbo's just died. It sounds like the it's sounding like one of the turbines has fallen off the shaft, so it's not promising. Hopefully it hasn't destroyed the turbo. But yeah, it's super psyched. Do you guys like the Z? I love the Z. Gotta do the slab squat. I do think it needs smaller wheels though, what do you reckon? 15-inch long chance? Equips? Leave it in the comments. I'll catch you guys next time. Thank you so much for watching. I'm gonna try and get this home without spontaneously combusting and turning into a ball of flames, but at least I'll sound really cool. So I'll catch you guys in the next vlog. Thank you!